Chicago and the Philippines. A comprehensive review of the week's special community events, featuring many exciting personalities, handled by the most professional Chicago Philippine Reports TV staff.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Chicago Philippine Reports TV, still the #1 Filipino show in the Midwest. I'm Gurley Pascual. Welcome to our show. Today we have all the top stories from the Philippines. We also have what's happening in our own Filipino American community of Chicago. We have interesting interviews led by our very own executive producer, Miss Veronica Leighton. We have Brigitte, Cueter, Carino. All these are coming up and more after word from our sponsors. Please stay with us.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 901-245-4874. That's 901-245-4874. 901-245-4874. That's 901-245-4874.
Rescuers race against time to find a 22-year-old man who fell into the Marikina River Thursday afternoon amid heavy rains brought about by the enhanced southwest monsoon. The water level at the Marikina River rose to as high as 15.8 meters, making the search operations much more difficult.
Kaya namin harangin sa may parting bayan, kaso nga lang hindi siya lumitaw kasi malakas yung agos sa gitna.
2 vehicles left at a public parking area were submerged when the Marikina River overflowed. There have been no reports of flooding in the city yet, which Marikina Mayor Marcelino Chodoro attributes to their dredging operations. But he assured residents their evacuation centers are prepared to accept displaced families if needed.
Ano pa tayong dredging talagang ginagawa, kaya lumaki yung water carrying capacity ng ilog, kaya mapapansin mabilis ang agos ng tubig.
In the municipality of San Mateo in Rizal, nearly 200 families or around 740 individuals have fled their homes due to the floods. Grade 8 student Jamaica Gabuyo made sure to bring her school modules to the evacuation center for safekeeping. The continuous rains also triggered floods in several roads in the capital, Manila. Although the roads are still passable, it made for an unpleasant commute for workers.
May mga ginawa po ang DPWH at MMDA, other national government agencies dyan po sa lugar ng TAF and ng Rojas Boulevard para maproteksyonan po yung ating pong papunta ng Manila Bay. Para humabawasan yung polyform doon. Ang naging repercussion naman po ay yung pagtaas. Madalas at mabilis na pagtaas ng tubig baha sa mga lugar na yan.
The MMDA says it may take some time before floodwaters along España Boulevard and Dapitan Street subside, since the pumping station there is currently not working. Parts of Quezon City were also submerged in water. 250 families were forced to evacuate to a nearby school in Tatalon Village. Meanwhile, in Talayan Village, visitors of a wake had to help carry the coffin of one of their neighbors who had passed away recently to prevent it from sinking. In Bulacan, floodwaters caused by previous storms and high tide have started to recede, but residents are again faced with even more flooding due to non-stop rains. Parents in the village of Gugo are worried, saying the situation is already affecting their children's education.
Isang araw pa lang po sila nakapasok eh. Ano pasok. Hindi po niya natutunan yung mga dapat niyang matutunan.
8 towns in Bulacan may also be affected by the release of water from Ipo Dam.
Yan! Dito na! Perfect!
It's more fun in the Philippines.
ViaTimes, vital news, vibrant views for the Filipino Asian communities in Chicago. ViaTimes for your most interesting and exciting reading and your party coverages. ViaTime has very interesting columnists. You name it, ViaTimes has it. Law, Filipino news, dentistry, immigration, humor, serious opinions, health, beauty, mysticism, Bata Corner, showbiz, and intelligently written editorials. Call ViaTimes at 773-866-0811.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat and welcome to the Veronica segment of this show. Today, I have a very exciting young personality who will be talking to us about, oh my God, a very interesting topic. And many of you out there, I think, you still remember what we're going to be talking about. And help me welcome Miss Mylene Agana Howe Richardson. And Mylene is the author of a very interesting book, and she'll be in that book. This is her debut book too, her first time to write a book, and it is a memoir about her mom and her grandma. And many of us are still very familiar with these two people that she wrote about. And you remember Tessie Agana? I'm one of her fans too. And Tessie Agana was really a very popular child star. She was known as Philippines' little sweetheart and also the Shirley Temple of the Philippine cinema. Remember? All right. Welcome, Mylene, to our show. And Mylene is one of the 9 children of Tessie and Rodolfo Howe. And these people, this couple, were really very, very active in our community, mostly in the 80s and 90s. And welcome to this very, very pretty a child of Tessie and Rudy. And she's one of the siblings among 9 children. Wow, 9 children.
9 children. Salamat po, Tita Veronica. I appreciate you having me. Thank you so much. And that beautiful introduction of my mother, you said it the best. She was the Shirley Temple of the Philippines, and that's just, it's still such a surreal thing to say, but that's what everybody has said about her. And I just loved writing this book. And it actually wasn't supposed to be a book, it wasn't supposed to be the way the book ended up to be. It actually was just a passion project that started when my son was 1 year old. And when he was 1 back in 2009, I decided that, family is so important in our in everybody's world, right? Everybody has their own family history, their own culture, whether it's Filipino culture, whether it's Mexican culture, Spanish culture, but everybody has that those family values, and I wanted him to see it, to hear it, not from me, because I'm just the mother. I wanted him to hear the unique stories of his grandmother Tessia Gana and his great-grandmother Linda Australia, my grandmother, in their own voices. So what I started doing is I bought a digital recorder, and we would drive from Chicago. My son and I, Chapman, would drive from Chicago and go to Northwest Indiana and have these amazing conversations that we recorded. Chapman was just running around the room, playing with my grandmothers. I started interviewing my grandmother first, started playing with her cell phone, and little trinkets, rosaries around her room while we would have these interviews. And it still kind of chokes me up thinking about it. Those are the memories that I want him. I took many pictures, and I want him to know that those moments are going to be so special for him. And that's really what was the impetus of this book, is just writing these stories down for him in their voices, literally, figuratively in their voices.
All
and
right.
I loved every minute of it.
That's a great story for a start, and a beautiful legacy that you've done.
Thank you.
Not only for the family, but also for the community. Okay, so you started this project since when your child was very
One.
little.
Yes, he was one. So that was 2009. So, he's going to be 16. He'll be 16 in February.
Wow.
I have a 16-year-old. It's crazy.
I can really imagine the pride and and joy of knowing that he came from a very great family from the Philippines. Okay, you mentioned in our brief interview personally that you went home to the Philippines with your family.
Yes.
Has your mom your mom is still alive, right?
Yes, she is. She lives 5 minutes away from us.
Anna is still alive. Your grandma is gone, right?
She passed away in 2012. Yes.
It's gone. But how is your mom doing in the first place?
She's doing great. She's 81 years old now, and she turned 81 this May, and she's living with my sister, and she's overall fairly healthy for an 81-year-old. She has developed dementia since 2017. So it has been, she has had a decline in the dementia over the course of the last few years. But what is so wonderful is she may not remember my name right when I walk through that door. She'll eventually remember it when I sing a song to her, and she'll say, "Oh yes, you're Mylene." She'll remember. But when she sings, she still sings with gusto. She sings, oh, it's so cute. I mean, maybe it's not as strong as she once was, but music it lives and breathes within her. It's her beat. I always play 1950s music and old Filipino songs whenever I'm watching her and I'm with her, and she just comes to life. But she does have dementia, but she's doing wonderful. Thank you for asking. I did actually let her know that I was speaking with you, and she said to say hello. She remembered you.
Really?
She remembered you. She remembered you before she remembered my name that particular day. So it was wonderful.
Oh my God! I was just telling some friends that I don't know what's in me, but many of these older people who are suffering from dementia, when you mention my name, they remember me. I don't know what's in there.
You were such a part of ViaTimes, and you, Tita Veronica, were such a part of our lives, like you said, in the 80s and the 90s. And she remembers. She remembers. So.
Have you tried showing her your book?
Oh yes, that was.
What was the reaction?
So when I finally, you see the book right here, when I gave her the book and she looked at the book and she remembers that this is her, and she hugged the book.
Oh my
It's the most beautiful thing. She hugged the book and she said, "This is me. This is me." She couldn't believe it. She couldn't believe it. And I've read every chapter to her, every revision. She has been a part of my step. She's been a part of me every step of the way of this whole process. So I think she has read every revision.
Oh my goodness, I'm touched. Does she live with you?
She lives with my sister. My sister lives her family live 5 minutes away. That was my requirement when we moved from Chicago to Arizona. I told my husband, I don't care where we are in Arizona, it just has to be 5 minutes away from my sister and my mom. And we're literally 4 minutes and 55 seconds. Sorry?
Your oldest sister?
This is my older sister. I have 2 sisters and 6 brothers. And I'm number 6, and the sister that lives here is number 5.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's neat. Very close family.
Very, very close family.
About the other siblings, are they all scattered all over?
Oh my, yes, we are. I'll just go in order. It's probably the easiest for me to remember. So I'm one of 9. Our oldest, Marita, who you said you have met, and we have met before in many, previous occasions. Marita's in Southern California with her family. My second brother, Radmar, is the second oldest. Radmar is a priest, and he is also in Southern California. He's a Jesuit priest. Number 3, Roger, is in Dallas, Texas. He used to live here in Arizona when I moved here, but he got promoted and moved to Seattle and then got promoted again to Dallas. Let's see, that's 3. Number 4 is Roderick. Roderick is still in Chicago area. He lives in South Elgin. So he's our home base, if you would. He's the only one that's still back in Illinois.
And I meant, is he also in entertainment?
Roderick is in the hotel industry.
Oh, okay. Okay. Any of the siblings in entertainment business?
Well, my brother Radmar the priest used to be, and my other brother, younger brother, Rodney, they both used to act in Hollywood. So those 2 were the only ones that kind of dipped their toes into it. It was intimidating. For me personally, it would have been intimidating. So we all kind of had our own paths. But then I still have other siblings that are all over the place. So we have also 4 or 5. Michelle here in Arizona. Yeah, I'm here in Arizona. Yeah. My brother Jun is right after me. He's number 7. He's also in Southern California. So there's 3 in Southern California. My number 8, Rodney, is in Japan. So he married a lovely, lovely Japanese lady, and my sister-in-law, Noriko, and they have a little one in Japan. And then my youngest brother, Riddell, he's in Northern California. So we're all kind of spread everywhere.
Very interesting. And you just had a reunion, right? You just celebrated a reunion, family reunion.
We did. We just had a very big reunion for my dad's side of the family, the Howe side. It was for my grandfather, so my dad's father, back in Illinois. And it was so wonderful. We haven't been back since 2019 with the pandemic. So my entire family went, all 4 of us. My sister, basically there were 6 of the 9 kids that were able to attend with our families, but then our extended first cousins, extended family, they were there. I think we had a total of maybe 83 total family members, all within this weekend. And it was as I wrote in my blog, it was so good for the soul. Some of the family members we haven't seen in quite a while. We had a couple that were from the Philippines.
Terrific.
It was amazing. It was just amazing.
Really huge family, huh?
Big family. Yes.
You went home to the Philippines.
Yes.
Some of your siblings last year to receive the famous achievement award for your mom. Can you please tell us about that award and what does FAMAS stand for?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, I have the award right here. If you can see, it's the Filipino Academy of Movie Arts and Sciences. And it's equivalent to the American Oscars, if you will. And so she received the Lifetime Achievement Award. And it was so unbelievable to be able to, first of all, take her there live at this special occasion with the red carpet and everything. And we had about 13 family members also from the United States, some of my siblings and their children and spouse of my brother-in-law, my husband went. And it was just so remarkable to be able to not only be there, but to actually see the fans still love my mom. She was 80 years old at the time. She was signing autographs. It was amazing. I didn't even know she knew how to sign her name still, to be completely frank. So she was just so alive and she was in her element for sure. When she was around the people that, her fans, our family relatives there, the Vera Perez family and Agana families, all of the family, it was a big family reunion. So we were there for almost 2 weeks. And it was remarkable. It was remarkable to be able to not only see the fans still have her, she's still writing her own story, is what I said. I thought I was done with her story. And when I concluded my book, last year happened and I had to write one more chapter because this woman she is still this remarkable woman that that we all love and grew up with. So it was incredible. It was incredible. It was one of those experiences that I think my children will never forget. They're waiting for the next time. They want us to go back out there. And my family out there is wondering when we can go out there. So hopefully soon we can maybe do a book tour out in the Philippines. We'll see.
Were they all there? Your children and your siblings were present?
Not my children, yes. So I only have 2 boys. And both Chapman and Harris and my husband, Andy, we were all able to go. And some of my other siblings, not all of us were able to head out there, but my 2 sisters, so Marita and Marita was able to come, Michelle and her husband, Dino, and her 3 girls, and my brother, Jun, the one under number 7, and his son. So we were all able to go.
Are you planning to distribute the book in the Philippines, and how?
Oh, absolutely. So I am working with the global distribution. And once we are able to, I'm going to be launching my pre-launch orders very, very soon. I'm just waiting for the email to say yes. And that also includes Philippines, that includes international. So not only here in the United States and Canada, Europe, Philippines for sure. Japan, of course, can't forget my brother, but it should be everywhere.
Wow. Mylene, you're going to be an internationally renowned author.
Oh my gosh, we'll see. Thank you. That wasn't my intent, though. My intent was just to let my sons know who their mother and their grandmother are, because there's also some chapters in there that are beautiful chapters, and then there's chapters that are real hard chapters to write as well. And so it's a bit of an emotional roller coaster when I was writing it. And so there are some areas where not everything was great. And maybe there were some challenges along the way with my mother. And, she had what everybody thought was this charmed facade I say facade strategically, because it wasn't always like that on the outside. And every family, no matter how beautiful you look on the outside, there's always going to be some turmoil, something that is going to challenge you in your life. And so we are no different. My mother is no different. And I think a lot of it also stemmed from how she was raised. As a child actor, you're raised in a very different light that we don't understand. And when she was raised, she was constantly prodded at, she was constantly poked at, and everybody just wanted to be around my mother. And that had led to a lot of insecurities as an adult, really. And so a lot of who she was, again, my theme is kind of who you are is how you were, where you were raised and how you grew up. And that's the same with my mother. And that's the same when I started unraveling and peeling back the layers of my mother and my grandmother. I started peeling back layers of myself, which I had no idea. It wasn't my intent or my objective to do that, but I did. And it was very real and very in my face. And I thought, my goodness, so this is why my mother did what she did. And this is why I am the way that I am. So it was just it was a revelation, this book for me. Very therapeutic, frankly.
Therapeutic, I'm sure. But, you know, amazingly, your mom was raised as was she the only child?
So she was raised, that's a great question. And I think a lot of people don't understand this. When she was acting as a child, she was an only child. They did have, and I wrote this in the book, The Legend of Tessiagana, that they did have, my grandparents had a child, but after 12 days, she died. This was when my mom was 2 years old. So growing up, when she was in the public eye, she actually was the only child. And there were some times where my grandparents really wanted to have other children. They knew they wanted a house full of children, but my grandmother had a really challenging time medically and health-wise. But my aunt, my Auntie Mary Lou, is adopted. So she was adopted when my mom, well, officially adopted when my mom was really 18 years old, but came to the United States when my mom was 18 and my aunt was already 6. So they did adopt another young little baby that there's a great chapter on how my grandparents adopted this baby, or actually came to meet my aunt Mary Lou. My Aunt Dudu is what we call her nickname. Of course, every Filipino has a nickname, right? So Mary Lou is Dudu. And she's wonderful. So she does have a sister, and she was married and has 4 kids. Unfortunately, my Uncle Dave passed away a couple of years ago, but has 4 kids and now is a grandmother to many children. We have a growing family now too. They live in Valparaiso. She lives in Valparaiso still.
Something else. Coming from a solo, or the only child, actually,
Yeah,
and having 9 children in your life, but it's really, I would think it's not going to be so quiet. There's
no, no. Not quiet. It was never quiet growing up, never. And it's, you know, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I loved our big family, continue to love our big family. We get together. I love the noise. I love it when my boys, I only have 2 kids, but when my boys play instruments, and when they played drums, guitar, piano, I love it all. I never tell them to stop. You know, they used to play drums at the same time. So I would have I had 2 drum sets at one point. So I just absolutely love the music, or love the noise, and
it's in your blood. And entertainment is really in your blood. Okay, so I'm not really surprised. And maybe one of those young kids will turn out to be a movie star, like your mom and your grandma.
They can do whatever they want to do as long as they put the effort into it, is what I always say. So whatever it is, you just have to work hard at it. And so they're on a good path for sure.
How about your husband? Your husband is a Caucasian, right? You're married to a Caucasian.
He is. Yes, he is.
And how does he adapt to the Filipino culture?
From the very beginning, he just immersed himself. My Papa Rudy is my father, Rudy, how he loved to test him. Bolot. Anything that was unique. Kari-kari. He loved to test Andy, and Andy was a champ. Immediately would eat the balut, whatever it took. My dad said, you have to drink it with a beer. So of course, my husband loves with balut. That was Papa. So Papa and Andy ate balut together, toasted with a beer. I think it was a Miller Lite, probably. So he really immersed himself, and he grew up in the suburbs of Chicago, and has one brother. So he this was all very, very new. The big family gatherings. It was hard. It was a challenge at first because I had so many gatherings when we were first dating. There was always somebody's birthday, somebody's death anniversary, somebody's communion. You know how we are. There's always first communion. You have to go. I don't care if we're just the second cousin. We're still going. And so he grew to understand that Filipinos have a lot of functions, and we just go. So he was always very, very supportive of that.
Thank you. Okay, well, where can our viewing audience buy your book?
So when the pre-order is going to be coming out any day now, my website is www.mylenerichardson.com. So we'll have all of the information there. I'm also all over social media, but that's all included in my website as well. And I'm also going to be coming to Chicago, so I'm excited to come back home. The release will be coming out officially on September 20th. So that Friday, September 22nd, I will be at the Rizal Center, and the Marinduque Association of Chicago, USA is sponsoring that event. It is very near and dear to our family's hearts because my dad is from Marinduque. He was very, very involved. My Auntie Ching, my dad's sister, is very involved there as well. So she has graciously said that they would love to host something. So that will be at the Rizal Center on Friday, the 22nd. And
sorry. I've also gotten hold of some officers of the Philippine Medical Association. Because your dad was one of the founders and active members on those years in the 90s, 80s, and 90s. And I think, the response will be in the positive. I have not heard any response yet, but I will be interviewing the president tomorrow. Next week.
Oh, I would love to be a part of that in any shape.
Okay, Mylene, some advice to our viewing audience regarding your book, your experience as a writer, if there is a sequel, and a little bit of advice before we sign off.
I would just say to all of those readers out there, thank you so much, first of all, but I encourage them to engage in those family discussions, engage in the family history, talk to your parents, talk to your grandparents, talk to your children, have a sit down, because you'll see the connection with your own parents and grandparents and with your kids. And then you'll start to see a little bit more of yourself as well. Sometimes even among all of those complexities of family dynamics, I know they're not always perfect, but it is so important because time is all we have with them right now. And this is a gift. The time with your family is such a gift, and just don't ever forget that. So experiencing all of that, remembering that now, and gleaning the wisdom from all of that your family can offer is what you can give to yourself and to your own family.
Terrific, Miss Mylene, sorry. Mylene Agana Howe Richardson. It's a long one.
It's a long one.
She is, fairly new writer, author of a memoir. And I wonder if there will be a follow-up in this memoir.
We shall see. We shall see. I have many, I could write about every single one of my family members if they wanted me to, because there's always drama in any family, right? But then you have 9 kids, there's always something. But right now we're just going to revel in Mama Tessie and just honor her.
Sure. There is always a start in a way. And there will be follow-ups too most of the time. Okay. All right, Mylene. Thank you so much for gracing our show today, and I really appreciate it. And I hope the best for you. Congratulations as a new writer or author of the book entitled, the complete title of the book is actually The Legend of Tessie Agana, beloved child star of the Philippines, right? Is
That's
that
correct.
the complete title?
That is, the complete book is The Legend of Tessie Agana, Beloved Child Star of the Philippines, an intimate portrait of my mother.
All right. Portrait of my mother. Wow. I love it. I love the title.
Salamat po. Salamat.
I can't wait to receive a copy.
Of course.
Well, it is going to be released when?
September 20th. Wednesday, September 20th.
And you will be here on the week?
I will be there on Friday, September 22nd. Will be the first event at the Rizal Center. And then collaborating with Sama Sama Project, the lovely Luella, on Sunday, September 24th. And we will be at the Davenport Piano Bar in Chicago as well. So more details come on the website.
You're going to be with Lou Cabalona.
Yes.
Lou used to be our Cprtv and ViaTimes.
She had let me know that. What a small world, right? A small world in Chicago.
World. I'll be seeing her this coming Sunday for her cabaret.
Tell her I said hello.
Mylene, thank you so much. This is really a great interview, and good luck and congratulations. At maraming salamat po sa inyong panonood. Ako po si Veronica. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye, Mylene.
Bye-bye, Tita Veronica. Thank you so much. Salamat po.
Salamat.
Do you need to get your hands on some extra money right now? Maybe $25,000 or more? If you're a homeowner, now is a perfect time to get cash out. While homes in many neighborhoods like yours have gone up in value, you can use the money for anything. It's yours. You can buy an investment property, pay for college, pay off higher interest debt, or make home improvements. A cash out refinance is the perfect solution to get the cash you need. If you need $25,000, $50,000, or even $100,000, now's the time. Home values are up, and so is your equity. We offer you a way to use it. No need to sell your home or use your savings. Call New American Funding now and speak to a cash out refi specialist and see how much cash out you can get.
Call New American Funding at 855-332-3929. That's 855-332-3929. Call 855-332-3929.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat and welcome to Veronica's segment of the show. Today, I have a very interesting guest, a very interesting topic, believe it or not. I'll just stay around, and because we're going to be talking about, of all things, Elephant Day. August 12, I think, is Elephant Day. And following month, September, is Elephant Appreciation Day. Right, Jenifer? And I have Jenifer Remsik here, who is gracing our show today. She is the CEO of Training Tracker. I know your first question is you training elephants? Okay. Okay, let's hear from Jenifer Remsik. And Jenifer is also, what do you do? Is also a master of details in operations and event planning. You're an event planner. Okay, Jenifer, welcome to our show.
Thank you very much for having me.
First things first. Okay, please introduce to our viewing audience about the Training Tracker and the connection with the Elephant Day.
Sure. Training Tracker is a software tool to help businesses keep track of their employees' training, so that way they can see where employees have completed or need to take a refresher course on internal training or training that is required by regulatory agencies. about a year ago, my team and I, we were thinking about finding a mascot for Training Tracker, and we had some key elements that we were looking for. And we decided that the elephant was a great mascot for Training Tracker because elephants are great trackers. They also, there is that saying that elephants never forget, and Training Tracker wants to help employers never forget about their employees' training. And also, elephants within their herds have a great sense of community. And as every opportunity we have, Training Tracker likes to give back to the community. And first of all, we are currently supporting elephants with, August 12th being World Elephant Day. And then coming up on September 22nd is National Elephant Appreciation Day.
Okay. So as an event planner, what do you have to do with this event?
So with my previous experience as an event planner has helped me, know those details for helping with my role as the CEO of Training Tracker. But also too, when I saw that there was these elephant recognition days, I'm like, hey, what if we developed a fundraiser to help, promote elephant appreciation and also provide, help earn up funds for the World Wildlife Foundation's Adopt an Elephant program.
So you're dealing internationally.
I do have
by
some
doing this, right?
Yeah. So the World Wildlife Foundation is an international program, and since they have some, they're doing great work, we wanted to show our appreciation to them by doing this fundraiser.
Okay. As a woman, this is a big task for you, and really a big task. Why do you have to do this?
So we have designed a specially branded sock that has, our mascot Tilly the elephant on them. And your viewers just need to go to our site, trainingtracker.org, and they can purchase a pair of socks, and the proceeds will go towards the World Wildlife Foundation Adopt Elephant Fund.
Okay. So the purpose, overall, what is the purpose of doing this? You're also a media, you're also a buying media representative with what you're doing, right?
We're just trying to get the word out that we're doing this fundraiser, and we want to, just share our care and our appreciation for elephants, and we want to share that with, with this sock fundraiser. We want to, we're really just trying to get the word out. And as since we adopted the elephant as our mascot, we thought, the best way to do that is to show that is just appreciate the elephants and what we can to do that.
Why the elephants of all the animals so we have all over the world?
Well, we picked the elephant as our mascot because of a lot of the traits that the elephant holds. They are really great tracking animals. They can find a source of water like 12 miles away. They also have a really great sense of memory that they can recognize people or animals that they've came across in the past years later. So, the elephant's characteristics are really the characteristics that we try to hold in our values as a company.
I wonder, for how many years have you been doing this?
The fundraiser or having Training Tracker? So Training Tracker has been around for, the product has been around for a number of years, and we've just started doing this fundraiser at this level this year.
Oh, okay. And that is the Training Tracker. Can you talk some more about the products of the Training Tracker?
Sure. Our Training Tracker, like I had mentioned, is a software tool to help businesses keep track of their employees' training. And the importance of having that documentation about the employee's training is that if a regulatory agency such as OSHA were to come in to the employer's facility and do an inspection, they have this strong ability that if it's not documented, the training didn't happen. So it's very important to show documentation that your employees are trained, not just for primarily for their safety, so they don't get hurt on the job, but also too, that way then the products are also being produced in a safe manner so that way consumers are also safe.
Okay, actually, the training tracker is some kind of a program, or
yeah, it's a web
software. It is a software, right?
It is a software. It is a web application tool, so you can access it through any browser with a login, and so that way you can, employers, as busy as they are, have to, sometimes they work from home, sometimes they work on site, so that way they have access to that data wherever they are, and yeah, it's an easy tool to keep track of things, so that way they can search by the training itself, by departments, or by the employees to bring up those reports to show that those employees have completed the training, or if they need a refresher course.
So what are your plans for your company, the training tracker from here on?
Well, we continue to add enhancements to the software based off of our customers' feedback. So we like to really make sure that we are providing a tool that is really useful to them, instead of developing a tool that we force them to have to adjust their work style to accommodate. So we value customer feedback to help us develop those enhancements. And one of our big features that we're going to be working on in the near future is integrating with other software tools, such as human resource management tools, to help keep that employee data as streamlined as possible.
All right, I see. In conclusion, please tell our viewing audience, in recap, about the this amazing work that you've been doing.
Sure. So, in celebration of World Elephant Day and National Elephant Appreciation Day, Training Tracker has developed a branded elephant sock that is for sale at our site, trainingtracker.org. And all the proceeds will be going towards the World Wildlife Foundation Adopt a Elephant program.
Very good. All right. Well, Miss Jenifer Remsik. I said it right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much for gracing our show today. And I wish you good luck. And congratulations to all your undertakings. And, hopefully you can keep us updated as to other events that you have over there from Madison, Wisconsin.
Well, thank you very much. I really do appreciate coming on the show today.
All right. Thank you so much. Bye now. At maraming salamat po sa inyong panonood. Ako po si Veronica. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye.
We would like to welcome all of you to Baladna Jewelry. We have a very big selection of 21 karat gold jewelry imported from the Middle East, from Dubai, Saudi, and Bahrain. And we have a very big selection of diamond. We offer free financing for 6 months, and we have a layaway system which you can leave your stuff for 3 months. We repair gold and we buy old gold. Welcome to Baladna Jewelry.
Salamat po.
Good afternoon. This is Brigitte, Carino, Cueter, bringing you this week's local news from our community. Eating cheap doesn't always lead to the best experience, but Chicago has some of the best cheap eats in the country. USA Today recently analyzed Google ratings of 28,000 budget-friendly restaurants across 50 cities to determine the best cheap places to eat in the U.S. Here's how Chicago fared. 6 Chicago restaurants made the top 100 list, including Taste of Lebanon Restaurant, number 17, Three Little Pigs Shy, number 29, Bistro 6050, number 35, Chicago Polly's, number 46, Naughty Signature Pizza, number 62, and Mammoth Poke, number 93. The average rating for budget-friendly restaurants in Chicago is 4.748, ranks number 4 nationally. The top fast food chains in Chicago are number 1, Mod Pizza, 2, Raising Cane's, 3, Portillo's, 4, Qdoba Mexican Eats, and 5, Jets Pizza. The funniest restaurant names in the U.S. include I Dream of Weenie, One Night Taco Stand, and Tommy Want Wingy. Only 5 single-star restaurants in America had a perfect rating of 5 stars after 200-plus reviews, as of the time of writing. The Pritzker administration announced that the U.S. Small Business Administration has approved a disaster declaration for the Emerald Village Senior Apartments facility, which was devastated by a fire on July 14th. This disaster declaration will allow residents, condo homeowners, and businesses to apply for low-interest loans for damages not covered by insurance. To those impacted by the July 14th fire at the Emerald Village Senior Apartments building, we are here to support you with resources to help you heal and rebuild, said Governor J.B. Pritzker. Through the efforts and leadership of IEMA, the Village of Schaumburg, Cook County, and the U.S. Small Business Administration, residents will be able to access low-interest loans for damages and relief. In support of libraries, education, and lifelong learning, Illinois Secretary of State and State Librarian Alexi Giannoulias announced that he has awarded over $21.4 million in grants for library services and over $5.7 million in adult literacy grants for local literacy programs to more than 140 Illinois recipients. As state librarian, it's a privilege to provide these resources to support and enhance local library services with adult literacy programs across Illinois, said Giannoulias. Without properly funding programs, staff, and educators, learning is difficult. These grants have the ability to position individuals for success and change lives by serving the unique needs of local communities. The Illinois Department of Public Health announced the first Illinois human West Nile virus-related death in 2023. Testing by CDC confirmed the case was WNV-related. The individual, who was in their 90s and lived in suburban Cook County, had an onset of symptoms of WNV in early August and died soon after. IDPH is also reporting 11 non-fatal cases of WNV confirmed to date this year. We are sad to report the first death of the year from West Nile virus in Illinois, said IDPH Director Dr. Samir Vora. This death and the 11 additional cases are a stark reminder that West Nile virus poses a serious risk, especially to older people and those with weakened immune systems. While the weather is warm and mosquitoes are breeding, we should all take precautions to fight the bite. Please protect yourself and your loved ones by reducing exposures, repelling insects with clothing and repellents, and reporting locations at high risk for producing mosquitoes. One of the 12 human cases, 7 were reported from Cook County, including 2 in Chicago. To date, Kane, Macon, Madison, Will, and Woodford counties have each reported 1 human WNV case. The Illinois Department of Juvenile Justice announced that the Illinois Youth Center Pierre Marquette in Grafton was awarded the 2023 PBS Barbara Allen Hagen Award. The BAH Award is a national award presented annually to one juvenile corrections facility and one juvenile detention facility. BAH recipients must show exceptional progress in their achievement of a self-identified area of growth. This year's BAH Award for a Corrections Facility was presented to IYC Pierre Marquette for their exemplary work in connecting families with their youth who are currently under the care of IDJJ. Officials from IDJJ accepted the award at the Performance-Based Standards Awards Gala held in Philadelphia on August 11, 2023. PBS partners with juvenile justice facilities to integrate research into practices that improve conditions and quality of life in our nation's juvenile facilities. PBS offers research-based standards and performance measures that focus on making facilities safe, making programs effective, and achieving positive outcomes. That's all for today. Thank you for watching our news this week. This is Brigitte. See you next time.
Yan! Dito na! Perfect!
And that's our show for today. Thank you all for watching Chicago Philippine Reports TV. We hope you will stay safe and enjoying this day with your family and friends. I'm Maria Girly Pascual. Maraming salamat sa inyong pagsubaybay and we'll see you back here next week.